So kind of going off that, we were talking about kind of the top players. Obviously, if you've been following soccer at all the last several days, all the talk is about Lionel Messi potentially moving on from Barcelona. And that could be huge. The biggest and most predominant suitor for him right now that everyone's talking about is Manchester City. So what could that do to his potential card prices already and future cards to be printed? Do you think there will be a high demand for, if he potentially goes to Man City, his card of him in a Man City kit? I feel like that could be pretty awesome. Pretty good card.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely, man. Like you just said, Alex, like if the Manchester City, which is, $2-3 billion value by itself, like Manchester City has diehard fans, and then Lionel Messi comes to the Premier League. Oh, imagine all those Prism products and all that for just Lionel Messi. And then imagine that he has chances to be more on national TV, NBC Sports in America, right? And internationally as well. Champions League chances, Premier League chances to win those, and plus Copa America. Because based off his release clause and everything, he would probably leave on a free transfer if that happened in July or August of 2021. But if they negotiated, it would be more like January of 2021. So you just have to do more research on that. But yeah, very high demand.
Yeah, Messi going to somebody like Manchester City would be huge for his cards, just because you're in a bigger market. I mean, let's be honest, La Liga doesn't really even seem like that huge of a market. You're televised more. The fans are going to go crazy. The soccer hooligans in England would buy up all of his stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
If Prism stays exclusive to Premier League, now you're talking about his first Prism in a Premier League kit. Not only a first Man City uniform, but you're talking about a first Prism that's not a World Cup. You're also talking about the players around him, guys. Kevin De Bruyne, Premier League Soccer Player of the Year, now playing with Messi. His cards, young guys like Phil Foden would benefit from that. Raheem Sterling's on that team. It's just everybody on that team would get a boost from Messi going there, not just the players.
Definitely.
And their production, but the players' cards values, because people would just be like, just based around the hype and the fact that they could win the Premier League. Also puts that on there. Also puts them in the Champions League, which they were upset this year. They were probably a favorite in that. It would be crazy. It's kind of like, you got to think of it as kind of like Tom Brady going to the Bucks. Like
that's what I was.
Except better.
That's like the comparison.
No, it's better because Messi is an excellent tactical fit for Manchester City. So he's perfect place for right wing. That is Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola coached Messi during Messi's prime years when he scored 70 goals in one season. I mean, it would just be the perfect fit.
That is insane.
And Aguero, isn't that his name? Aguero's there.
Yeah, Aguero.
That's like Messi's boy, they're like best friends.
Yeah, they're like homies. Yeah.
So apparently Messi's talking to Neymar too to try and get.
Trying to get him to go there.
Imagine.
And my boy Phil Foden won't get any minutes.
Team Hazenkaya is saying here in chat, for Barcelona Messi cards, for my Barcelona Messi cards sake, please stay, Lionel. And then he says, unless you go to Juve, LOL. So that's actually something that would be awesome for me, because obviously I'm a big Juve/Ronaldo fan. And how awesome would it be to see, the best of our generation?
No, that would be terrible.
Messi and Ronaldo. Same pitch. Let's get it done. Get it done. That would be sick.
You can't do that. They're such big rivals. There's no way you could put them on the same team to coexist. That would be like putting Michael Jordan and Karl Malone on the same team, or Magic and Bird on the same team. That would be like
LeBron and KD, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, KD and Steph Curry, we saw what happened with that. Everybody booed the crap out of Kevin Durant. Everybody will boo Messi for going to play with Ronaldo so that he can win.
It's going to be awesome and interesting either way. I think overall, if he does go, I mean, I would think in my mind that is a win for soccer fans. Obviously not Barcelona fans, but overall as a sport, that's just awesome. He's finally potentially getting to play in the Premier League. You know, I know that there are some Messi haters that say, oh, well, the only reason he's as prolific of a scorer and player as he is because he's never done it in the Premier League.
No, that's not true.
I think all three of us would agree that that is incorrect. But no, I mean, it's interesting, man. It's like, it's like Michael Jordan basically leaving in his prime to go play for the Pistons or something. Like 2022 World Cup, obviously on the horizon, and that's kind of where a lot of people are saying the soccer card market is building to. That's kind of where you want to be with your long term, your quote unquote, longer term holds. That's where you kind of want to start to sell. What do you guys think is going to happen with is it still, are we still going up? Because we have some folks in chat saying that the prices of prisms have taken a hit. Are we in a bubble? Is it about to pop, or is it just the fact that Champions League just finished up? We're in the middle of off season. Obviously games are going to start up here come next season. I think Serie A starts back up and other leagues will start up as well, but are we building to that 2022? Is that going to be the peak, if you will, or are we in the peak? Do you believe? Just obviously none of us know, but what are you feeling?
Oh, Steve, you got it.
For me, okay, First to address the dip in the soccer market slightly, that is true. I have noticed it. Like I was talking about Ibrahimovic prisms earlier, dropping from that $80 to $100 mark to where you can buy them for $50. It's typical with every sport when there's nothing going on. At least when the hype is over, Champions League. This stuff didn't peak until the Champions League because it was the Champions League, and now everything is dipping a little bit because there's nothing to watch. When the stuff comes back on, there'll be a Champions League next year. There'll be all kinds of stuff going on. So again, the cards will go back up. I actually look at this right now as an opportunity to buy. However, for myself, I don't plan on holding to the World Cup. I do plan on flipping a majority of what I have. I just don't like to hold. I don't like to hold anything for the length of a year or two, unless it's somebody that I know is like a Hall of Famer or something. Right now, with the soccer market the way that it is, even though guys like Messi or Ronaldo are Hall of Famers, I don't feel as safe holding a Messi card as I do a LeBron card, if that makes any sense. Messi is one of the greats, arguably the greatest ever. People have that argument all the time, but because it is soccer, I don't know if this is something that's temporary. I think it's long. I think it's going to last longer than people saying, "Hey, soccer's taking a dip now." It will stay hot. I just don't know how hot, and I'm not as comfortable, like I said, holding a soccer Hall of Famer as I'm a basketball Hall of Famer.
Right.
And I when you got in for a decent price like I did, I'm willing to take my profits sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And I want to add to that because I think, let's look at serious investors in America when we're talking soccer. MLS, we're talking about Will Ferrell investing in MLS. We're talking about Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, Sierra. I can go on and on and on about celebrity investors. So, that tells me if all the successful people, want to buy into the MLS because the MLS is a healthy business right now. It's got great opportunity to grow then. And we've seen the growing demand go up and up each year. So I would say potentially, a Messi card could be very valuable in the future. But I don't know what the soccer card or sports card market will do.
Right.
So in that I don't know. But let's assume it does, like just kind of tailor off after the World Cup. But what if it's still pretty valuable, like 2014 Prism and all that? What if it's still pretty valuable? Maybe I want to hold like some of those blue chips. But some of these, modern unsure players like a Foden, Alphonso Davies, I want to take my profits there if I can 2x and play that doubles game, which a lot of successful people do.
Yeah, it's been very. I've stated it quite a few times. I'm perfectly fine with 2x. I would always sell a day early than a day late. It's very rare that you hit that peak. You know, if you're that person who sells at the very most expensive point, that's going to happen maybe once in your entire life. But quite often you're going to be either right before or right after. And I would be 10 times out of 10 rather be right before.
Yeah.
And if you look at soccer as a whole, I mean, it blew up so quickly that there was bound to be some sort of recoil. You know what I mean? It just it when you see a $25 card going from $25 to $400 in 4 days, there's going to be a bounce back. That card is not going to hold that high. When you see the Messi and Ronaldo is going from $500 to $4,000 in a PSA 10 in a matter of a week, there's going to be a recoil. But are they coming back down to $400? They're not. They're coming back down to $2,000, $2,500. And that's with an off season going on. They're not coming back down to starting levels. And that happens. That doesn't necessarily. I mean, that happens with everything, especially players. You know, in the NBA, it may not happen with the NBA market as a whole, but it happens with individual players. If somebody has a week where they just boom go through the roof, they come back down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they never come back down to where they started, but they always come right back down. So you can relate these players in soccer to some of your top players in basketball, and you can see the same trends. So it doesn't mean the soccer market is. If you're saying the soccer market is going to crash, and you're saying the basketball market is going to crash, because the trends are the same. So I personally think soccer is going to hold quite a bit of value and still going to grow, just like I think basketball will also, and the market as a whole. The soccer has become part of the market. And the market as a whole is not finished right now.
Yeah. And I want to add real quick, my bad, is, soccer does have that long-term future as well. So, I mean, it's very important to talk about asset classes when you're talking about, do I want to hold until the World Cup 2022 or even the 2026 United States World Cup, which could be a big draw, I mean? So it's like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Neymar versus some of these younger players. I mean, that's a key thing. I mean, that really is. So,
yeah, definitely. I agree. I think it's probably just a correction. I don't think we're.
Yeah. I mean, corrections are very positive for a long-term market, stock market, everything.
Yeah, in any market, exactly. It's a good time too because that means it's a buyer's market.